Hello everyone, let's start our lesson number 9, chapter list, part 1. In this lesson, we are going to learn what is a list, type of lists, how to create the lists, and different operations of list. And in part 2, you will learn what are the different methods of the list. Okay, let's start our what is a list. List is what? It is a collection of data items enclosed within square brackets and separated by commas. Okay. So lists are mutable. Lists are mutable. Mutable means the value of the within the list, the elements within the list can be changed. The list can store a list of values of any data type. It can, within the square bracket, within a list, it can be integer, floating point number, it can be a string, it can be a single character too. Let's learn example, empty list. There is empty list means there is no character within this, not even space. Okay, that is your empty list. Okay, now integer, this is the integer list because this list, this is a list. How will you identify is the list? The elements are enclosed within the square bracket and each element is separated by commas. Okay, that is your integer list. Next one is floating point list. That means the list carries all the elements as floating point number. Next one is character list. That means it carries the single character. Okay, like your A, Y, P, X, B, C, D, any single character, even the digits or special symbol. Now string list, that means within the square bracket we have string, a chain of characters. Now mixed data type, it can be 1, A, Monday, class, 5.9. Just see, first one is integer, next one is character, next one is string. This is class is also string, and this one is the your floating point number. That is your different types of, I mean the list and the example of list. Now different type of lists. First one is your empty list that we already learned just now, the previous slide. Does not contain any data items, it's empty. And your second one is your long list. Long list means contain many elements or data items. It can be many characters within the square bracket. Nested list means one list within another list. See, there's an outer square bracket and some other inner individual list. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are the lists. Okay, one list within another list, like your nested loop we have learned in previous lesson. Even nested if, one if within the another if. So here is one list. These are the individual element and this is another list. Okay, the two lists are there within another one more list. This outer list contain the two list and the two floating point number. Two lists, okay, and two floating point number. Okay, that's about your type of list. Next is how to create a list. Creating a list. So this is your empty list. Okay, we can create empty list. This is another way of creating the list using the list method or list function. List method or list function. Okay, so creating non-empty list means the list containing the elements. Okay, some values are there. That is your method 1. In method 2, list within the using the method 2, we can do it using list method. So sequence, what is a sequence? A sequence type like your list, it can be tuple or string. Suppose you are writing a list of fancy is a sequence type, means a string. So what will be the output? Like your each character will be separated. Even you can do it using list input enter elements. Actually it is better applicable to only integer or any types of characters. Okay, so this is the way we can create a list. Let's try it in Python platform. Okay, Now just see, we have created one list by assigning the values to the list. When you run the program, you will find, let's run the module. Okay, list 1, we'll just save it as list 1. Okay, so we will save it in the desktop. So list 1. So this is just creating the first method, whether we have done the list. So now we will move to the next method. Okay, so we will move to the next method by using the list operation. Okay, we can give any sequence string. This is one string we are giving. Now run the see. See, each and every character is separated. string, it is separated. Okay, we can give any sequence type. Suppose you can give the list too. Suppose same list we just give 2, 3, 4, 5. You run and just see. Run the module. 2, 3, same thing, same output you will get like a list. Any sequence type, might be tuple or string or list. Okay, this is one way. This is the second method. First is assigning, then using the list method. Let's do it using input. Okay, so how will you do that? List input the sequence. Okay, now let's run. Here we will input. Here we will ask you the sequence. Suppose you are writing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will separate. Or you can run this. We will give the string. Suppose you are giving ASDFH78, any character, it will also display the list. Okay, so there are 3 methods to create the list. Okay, back to the slide. This is where we are creating the list. Okay, next is list operations. Okay, first one is find the length of the list. How to find the length of the list? By using the len method. Okay, so now what is your length of the list? That means the number of elements in the list. Suppose 1, 3, 4, 7, 8. When you use the len of L, then you will get the output as 5. Again you will try it in computer. Let's see. I'm in the Python. Okay, just see here in this we will find the length of this particular list. Now how many elements are there? One integer, one character, and one floating point number. Another is the string. So how many are there? 4 elements are there. One integer, character, floating point number, and string. Okay, we are finding the length. So len of L is the list. Then we are printing len. So now run the program. Just check whether you are getting 4 or not. Yes, the length of the list is 4. Okay, that's about this the way we can find the length of the list. Okay, back to the slide. Just see, we are find the length of the list. So 1, 3, 4, 7. Here this is the integer list, only integer list. Just now we try with the mixed data type list. Okay, now what is joining the list? When you create, this is L1 is one list and L2 is another list. So we are joining, we are concatenating, joining, or you can say concatenating. So 3, 4, 5, 5, 1. So when you join, it will be, suppose you are writing L2 plus L1. So 5, 1, 5, it will be 5, 1, 3, 4, 5. Since you have given L1 plus L2, so 3, 4, 5, then 5, 1. That's about our joining the list. Next one is the replicating the list. Replicating means you will repeat the list. Suppose your list is 3, 4, 5 and you are giving multiply by 2 means it will repeat twice. So 3, 4, 5 will repeat twice. If you say 3, it will repeat thrice. Okay, let's try again in the Python and platform. Okay, just see joining the list. We will learn here joining and replicating too. Joining the two lists, so we are joining list 1 and list 2. So what we are writing? L1 plus L2. Okay, so the L1 carries 4 elements and L2 carries 2 elements. So 3, 5, 7, 8, and if you combine 4, 5, so it will be 3, 5, 7, 8, 4, 5. Now run the audio. Just see, run the program. What are you getting? So 3, 5, 7. Let's see, look at here. 3, 5, 7, 8, 4, 5. Okay, but if you change this one, if you write here L2 and this one is L1, it will just reverse it. Just see now, run the module, what you will get? Look at this, 4, 5, before it was 3, 5, 7, 8, now this 4, 5, 3, 5, 7, 8. That's about our joining. Let's do the replicating. Suppose we will write here L2 into 2. Okay, suppose you will write L2 into 2. So when you run, so 4, 5 will multiply twice. That means it will repeat twice. Okay, suppose you write here 3. So it will repeat thrice. Okay, that is called replicating the list. Okay, back to the slide. So we have completed finding the list, joining the list and replicating. Now next one is slicing a list. It is a bit tricky, listen carefully. So now here is what is the syntax: start, stop, step. Okay, start means your starting index, stop means your the required index plus 1, required index plus 1. So step is by default it is 1, and or you can give any value 2, 3. It will skip that many elements. So now 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2 is the list. So 2 is the starting index and 5 is the final, your stop index. So what is the index you require? 2, 3, 4. Since it is 5, I said stop is what? The required index plus 1. Suppose you want 2, 3, 4. So the stop will be 5. Say 2 to 7, so stop will be 8. Say first 9, so stop will be 10. Okay, so it is 2 to 5. So what is your starting index? 2, and your stop index is, since it is 5 here, so you required 4. So it will be 2, 3, 4. Indexes are 2, 3, 4. So what is the output? 7, 8, 9. Okay, now so you just look at here. Let's go first step. So 1 to 6, 1 to 6, starting is 1, stop is 6. So it will move 1 to 5. Since it is 2, so what will happen? It will be 1. Okay, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, so since it is last one is 6, it will move up to 5. So what is the output? 5, then it will be 8, then it will become 1. Okay, this is called slicing of the list. One slice means one part of the list. Okay, let's go back to the Python. Let's try out this slicing. Okay, now just see the list. How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 elements are there. Suppose you are writing 2 colon 5 means it will be second index. Second index is your 7, then 8 is in third index, and your 5 is in fourth index. So output will be 7, 8, 5. Let's run whether you are getting 7, 8, 5 or not. So you got 7, 8, 5. Okay, understood? Suppose you give it here. You will write here 6. So 7, 8, 5, 9. Because 2, 3 start with 0. 0, 1, 2. Always the first index is 0. Your first index is 0 and your last index is n minus 1. We have learned this one in the previous lessons. Okay, so now 2 is to 6 means so 7, 8, 5, 9. Okay, this is your 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, run now. So what you will get? 7, 8, 5, 9. 7, 8, 5, 9. Okay, now let's use it. Right here the index is 12 and it is 2. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 means it will go up to 11. The pointer will go up to 11. 11 index, in 11th index the value is 13. 11th index value is 13 and but your step is given 2 here. So starting from 2, that means starting from the element 7. So 7, then alternate number 7, then 5, then 1, then 3, then your 7 again. 7, 5, then 1. What you will get? Just write here 7, then 5, then 1, then 1, then we will get 3, then after that 7 again. Okay, because 13th is the 11th index. So 7. That's supposed to be the output. Let's see whether we are getting not 7, 5, 1, 3, 7. Okay, 7, 5, 1, 3, 7. Okay, 7, 5, 1, 3, 7. If you give step 3, if you give step 3, so let's change this. We just keep this one 1. Since it is 1, so the first index, what is that? First index 5. The first one is there 5. Okay, now this is 1 plus 3, it is 4. Okay, so it will be 1. Instead of this we'll get 5. Okay, 5. Now again this one 1, 2, then it will become 2. Okay, then it will become 7. Okay, that means 1 plus 3, 4th index. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 4 plus 3, 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. That is your 2. Okay. Then 7 plus 3, 10. So this is your 7, 8, 9, 10. It will go up to 11. So it will go up to 13. You won't get 13. Okay. So you will get 5, 5, 2, 7. Run now. Run the module. Check. 5, 5, 2, 7. That's the output. Okay, that is about our slicing. That means slicing means you're taking a part of a list. If the list is a long list, then we can get the part of our list. Okay, let me show you one nested list. Suppose you keep this one as your list. Okay, and this one is also one list. Okay, so how many elements are here? 1, 2, this is one element, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Suppose you are writing here, let's go back and you just write 1 to 6. So 1 to 6 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what you will get? You will get 5. Then you 7 and 8 it will consider was one element. 7, 8, that is your second element. Then it is your 5, then 9. See 1, 2, 3, 4. One more is, let's see, this is your first index, then your second index, third index, fourth index, and fifth index is 1. Okay, you will get this one output. Run now. Let's see whether you are getting the same output or not. Okay, 5, 7, 8, 7, 8 you will consider. This is your nested list. 7, 8, then 5, 9, 1. Okay, slicing when you need whenever the list is long. That means in your long list, then we need the slicing of the list. Okay, now go back to our slide. So slicing of the list is completed. Let's move accessing the individual element in the list. Suppose this is the list. If you want only third element or fourth element or fifth element, okay, if it is third element, always index is 2. If it is fourth element, index is 3. 10th element, the index is 9. So how will you give the index? Index you will give within the square bracket. Okay, that is our accessing the individual individual element. Now traversing list means, how will you traverse a list? Means will read one by one the character, I mean element. So for that we need a loop. Okay, so this is your traversing word. This is the first method we are using. The L is the sequence. Okay, now the one more method is there. That is your method number 2. You can find the length of the list. Then we can use the range function. Let's try again in the Python platform. Okay, now let's see, we are accessing the individual element. Suppose you are accessing the third element. What you will get? Third element means your 13. Third element is the 13. What is the index? 2. When you run it, you will get the output as 13. Okay, the output is 13. Suppose you want the last element. So just suppose you don't know length of the list, and here it is given, you can count and do. Suppose you don't know the last element in which index. So what you have to do, you find the length of the list. Length of the list. Suppose this is length of the list and you want to find out the last element. So what you have to do, last element, you have to give len minus 1. First element is L of 0 and the last element is length minus 1. So what you are supposed to get the output? 7. Okay, 7. Got it? That's why this is the way we can access the individual element. How will you traversing a list? Traversing the list. So suppose this is a list. Your method 1. Method 1, what you have to do? You just use the loop for I in the sequence. Since it is a sequence, just keep L1 and print I. Okay, so it will print 3, 5, 13. Run. See, 3, 5, 13, 4, 5, 7. Okay, suppose you want to the method number 2. Suppose use method number 2. So in range len. Okay, and here you have to use the subscript. I will become the subscript. In the previous case, I itself is the character. Here I will become the subscript. So L1 I is the subscript. So that's the difference. Previous case, in method 1, it is in method 1 this I was the individual character, but here it is I becomes the subscript. Okay, that is your traversing a list. Okay, now back to the slide, that is modifying an individual element. Okay, so modifying means this, since I told you list is mutable, you can change the value of the any individual element. Okay, so if you want to give L equal to 3, and look at your list is 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 3 means the fourth element. So 5 will change to 10. Okay, that's why this is the way we can modify the individual element. Okay, now back to again to the Python. Let's okay, now look at here. in this program, we have element 3, 5, 13, 4, 5, 7, and we are printing the list. After that we are changing the fourth, that means your 4 value is changing to 10. Let's learn, just run the program. This is print is before modifying and this print is after modifying. Check. Okay, let's run again. We'll clear the output screen. Okay, run the module. Look at here, 3, 5, 13, 4, 5, 7. Now 4 is changed to 10. We modify the fourth element. That's why the index is 3. Okay, we can do it also in, we can change the value of all elements. In that case, what you have to do? You have to use the loop for I in L 1. Okay, we want to increase the each element by 5. That means all the elements value will be increased by 5. So what you have to do? Print, you can write I plus 5. Okay, we are using the method 1. Just run. Okay. See, 3 plus 5, 8, 5 plus 5, 10, 13 plus 5, 18, 4 plus 5, 9, 5 plus 5 is 10, and 7 plus 5 is 12. Okay, you can also use the second method. If it is second method, how will you do? Find the length of L1. Okay, so what you have to write here? Range function, arrange L n. So here what you have to do? You have to write L1 of I. Okay, here I. Run the program. Same output. Okay, both the method you can use for modifying. Go to the back to the slide. So next, the last operation is copy or list. Okay, the two method, one is your just assign the existing, this is your existing list, and L1 is the new list, the copying. Method 2, using the copy method. Okay, so we'll try this one again in the Python. Now look at here, this is a list and we are printing the list. Now we are taking L equal to L1. Okay, print L. You will get same value. Okay, it is, just clear the screen. We will get the same value. Okay, duplicate of the original list. You can, instead of assigning, you can write copy. Also you can do just simply assigning. Okay, these are the two methods. Simple one is assigning, another is by using copy method. Okay, and when you will use which method, when you will do the list program, you will know only. Okay, back to the slide, and we have completed all, and we will continue the methods in the next lesson. Okay, up to that, thank you.